Alright, now, hi, this is me, Barry C. Paul. Now, some other information which is pertinent is that when it came to explain this to me, it also explained that when I did die of decompression, my ship, even though it couldn't save me in that degree, it did what the ship was programmed to do in case of such a horrendous accident. If it was capable of still piloting and it still had functional systems, it was programmed to reverse its course and head back to place of origin, which would mean take the person back to where it came from. Even if he was dead, it was programmed to go back home and get back. If it was destroyed, it couldn't do anything. I mean, if you blow up a ship, it's blown up. That's the end of it. But this ship, even though it got decompressed, it didn't get destroyed. The system still functioned. It was capable of being piloted. The computers were still functioning. But the unfortunate thing was that the person on board it, who was a child, was dead. So all they could do was return to place of origin with the child who was now deceased. And even though they were advanced in that world, there was nothing that their science could do for something that blood boiled out of his body and totally destroyed it. But now, I don't know all this because, I mean, down here we always talking about cloning somebody and all this. For all I know, they might have took what few living cells there was in that body and recloned me and brought me back as a clone. I never did ask it about that. Maybe I'll visualize that one night and see what it says about it. So I might still be walking around on that planet, but not the original. I might be a clone of the original still home but the thing about clones is I'm the soul from that body. If they clone me, they're going to get whatever soul is put in that body. I mean, it's not like my soul is going to leave my body and go back there and get in the body, causing this body to die right then and there. It doesn't work that way. It's like when you clone a cow. If you take an original cow and clone an exact duplicate of it, does the soul clone with that? That's a philosophical question that even I don't think I can answer because that's God's territory. Man is fooling around with powers beyond his imagination and beyond what God really intended. And I ain't going to say that God said, well, you shouldn't have done it. God may have not thought that was going to happen, but he gave us free will, and he, even though he's God, I have a feeling that even God is limited into what he knows is going to happen in time, space, and dimension, the future, and the past, and the present. If it exists, then he did know what was going to happen. But if that's all possible, then I would say, this redundant. What's the point? If you already know what's going to happen, why bother? I mean, the whole point of something like this is if God created something with a free will and all that, yada, 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 he wants to see how it developed and, with wild senses of this happened and maybe that happened, all that. But if he created something that he knows exactly day to day what's going to happen to it, what is the point? I mean, when I play a video game, I mean, basically I do have a sense of what's going to happen, but there's so many things. It depends on how good I am at the game. If I'm really good at the game, I can fight through all the characters and get through so many levels and all that good stuff. But life ain't like that. See, life is all about what could happen, and what should happen is what could happen. Because what could happen could be anything. What should happen is what happens when it does. So the point is, God created us, so maybe he don't know day to day what's going to happen. He is surprised at anybody when this happens or that happens, but he takes a speculative guess of how we were involved, and then he just write on a little list, well, they did this today, so I wonder how they're going to progress further. So that's what God thinks. I mean, that's how this all works. So now, my soul is here, but they might have cloned the body there, and I might be still walking around, but with a different soul that was cloned for a duplicate body, but not the original soul, which is in this body. So, I don't know what to say about it, because when I die, I'm still that same soul, but where is it going to go? Is it going to stay here on Earth? Is it going to be returned to place of origin? Returned to home ascender or whatever? I might go back there. They say, well, it's time for you to return where you belong. Because, that's God's design. I might not supposed to be in here, but I am here. So, we'll see.